Let's go straight to the point. 8. Napoleon wasn't actually short. Contrary to every cartoon you've ever seen, Napoleon wasn't some pocket-sized general standing on a stool to yell at soldiers. He was around 5 feet 6 inches, which was perfectly average for the early 1800s. The confusion came from a mix-up between French and British measuring systems, and a healthy dose of British propaganda. They loved calling him the tiny tyrant. Turns out, the only short thing about him was his temper. 7. Einstein never failed math. Everyone's heard the Einstein flunked math story. It's the academic version of an urban legend meant to inspire bad report cards everywhere. In reality, Einstein mastered calculus before most kids finished learning long division. He once even said, "Before I was 15, I had mastered differential and integral calculus." The man didn't fail math. He just failed to convince people to fact-check. 6. The Great Wall of China is not visible from space. It's impressive, yes, but visible from space with the naked eye? Not even close. Astronauts confirm that from orbit, it's about as noticeable as any other random road. The Great Wall myth stuck because it sounds poetic. A human creation so grand it pierces the heavens. Reality check, it doesn't. The most visible man-made object from orbit is probably a glowing city, not a really long wall. 5. Vikings didn't wear horned helmets. Sorry to every Halloween costume ever, but those dramatic horns? Pure 19th century opera fashion. Archaeologists have never found a single Viking helmet with horns attached. Real Vikings were more concerned with raiding, trading, and not impaling themselves while turning their heads. The horned image came from stage designers who thought violent pirates needed better branding. 4. Salem witches were never burned at the stake. When you picture the Salem witch trials, you probably see fire and pitchforks, but none of the accused in Salem were burned. They were hanged and one man was pressed to death with stones. The burning at the stake image came from European witch trials decades earlier. America just borrowed the drama and left out the pyrotechnics. 3. Marie Antoinette never said, "Let them eat cake." It's the most famous line she never said. The quote appeared in print before she was even queen. Historians think it was political fiction, a way to paint her as cluelessly out of touch. She wasn't handing out pastry advice. She was just unlucky enough to become a meme centuries before the internet existed. 2. Columbus didn't discover America. When Columbus discovered America in 1492, millions of people were already living there, and Norse explorers had reached North America 5 centuries earlier. But sure, let's give the guy with the boats all the credit. Columbus didn't even realize where he was. He thought he'd hit Asia and insisted on calling the locals Indians. History's GPS clearly needed an update. 1. Emperor Nero didn't fiddle while Rome burned. For starters, fiddles didn't exist in 64 AD. Nero may have been many things, but time traveler violinist wasn't one of them. Ancient accounts say he actually organized relief efforts and opened his palace to refugees. The fiddling Nero image came later from writers who didn't like him. So no, he wasn't jamming while Rome burned. He was more like the guy reluctantly helping clean up the mess. If you like this, I'll be posting more in the following days. Leave a like and subscribe to be updated.